Let's just keep 2 more minutes and see who all joins in, yeah? Then we'll start.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Any questions from the session yesterday? I still have to send
No.
yeah.
No, ma'am. The classes are going really well.
Thanks to all of you.
No,
It's
ma'am,
always a
thanks to you.
participation
Actually,
from all the time, all the parties.
earlier I didn't had any idea ki what kind of classes these are to be. I thought it's going to be HR classes purely, but now doing the classes, I came to know no, it's a life coaching classes, which are very necessary for nowadays.
See, coaching is also part of human resource management. It's a very essential part because we as human resource managers or directors, if we are not coaching our people, that means we are not really taking care of them. No? So
Yes.
coaching also, like, we discussed yesterday and day before that it's all different kinds of coaching which are there. So there is management,
And
there is executive, there is children coaching, different kind of coachings are there.
yes. And for me, like I did MBA, but just it was useful for me just to get entry into the organization.
Okay.
And after getting inside, I'm not doing anything related to HR. So it's kind of.
Achha, you also did in HR. Very nice.
Yes, ma'am. I did in HR, but no work related to HR.
Okay. Okay. That's all right. Well, if you want to change career, let me know. We keep getting a lot of opportunities.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, hi, good evening, ma'am. Good evening,
Hello.
everyone.
Good afternoon, Abhi.
Okay,
good afternoon. Good evening.
Yes. Good afternoon, ma'am.
All right. So shall we start, or should we wait for another 2 minutes? So relaxed clothing, relaxed everything, right? So initially, how are we going to take this class ahead is that we will talk about a little bit about these relaxation and meditation techniques that we are planning to do. And we will try and relate it with the coaching, that how you are actually going to coach people around that. And then I'll give you the practice session where you can practice and learn about these 3 techniques. Right. So we are not taking breathing techniques because I think in yoga you have already done that. You know how things are to be done, and also we practiced it once. So what are we going to do is we will talk about progressive muscle relaxation meditation technique. It's very interesting. When people come to us saying that, I don't know how to start yoga, or I don't know how to start pranayama, I don't know how to take care of how to count my breathing, how to start meditation, because, I sleep in meditation. If I relax, I tend to get sleepy. So, these kind of problems will come very genuinely. And that happens with people because people tend to spend a lot of time doing meditation in terms of relaxing their entire body, right? So this kind of meditation, which we called as progressive muscle relaxation meditation, helps you making it very non-sleepy kind of an environment. So it's fun. There is no music which is required, or if you want to do it with music, you can do that. Right? But otherwise, I try and tell people that until unless you are practicing guided meditation, you don't really need to listen to music. Right? I mean, not the words. Music you can get inside in your meditation at a very later stages when your mind has started to learn to relax. Right? Because it takes time. Because whenever we try and do meditation, I don't know how much you have practiced, but it takes time eventually to come to that place where you are in a meditative state, even when you are teaching right now, like me. Right? So what happens is, even if you're doing some work, you are in office, people say that I cannot meditate. By God's grace, I have practiced this much that even if I am sitting in a room full of people, if I want to do meditation, I can still concentrate and do meditation. So you have to reach that stage where sounds people's noises, people talking, anything else which is going around in you is not going to create difficulties in your meditation session, right? So that's how you have to reach. So meditation, as such, when we talk about this particular topic, or we talk about this particular word, meditation, what comes to your mind? What is it that's the first thought that comes to your mind?
Concentration.
Concentration, okay. What
Uh,
else?
Relaxation and the feeling connecting you to the divine.
Correct. Connection of with divine. Very nice. Vidya, what comes to your mind?
Mind vibration, that is, thinking will be reduced and it will give focus on what the decision making will be. If you are in
Hmm.
confused state, a lot of negative thoughts, we don't know what to do. So we calm the mind level, means
Strong,
clearer visibility.
Hmm.
strong mind, develop strong mind, focused.
Right. Very true. Muskan, what comes to your mind when you think of meditation?
Shanti, peace.
Okay. Peace. Very nice. That's the ultimate motive. Jyoti, ma'am, Rajni.
As I think about meditation, of course, peaceful mind. Other than that, in my own perspective, it helps me to control few things, which I feel that few things are going beyond control. Like when I say anger, like when I say too much of wish, aspiration towards materialistic things.
Mm-hmm.
And one more thing that I have, some few years back achieved through meditation is there might be few people around you who do not like you, or for some reason, not like you exactly. You don't get gelled along with them for few reasons. But this was taught to me by my previous yoga guru. She told me a way of meditation where we really have to imagine that you are giving a big throne to them, and you are making them sit on the throne, and you are treating them with all good things that you treat the person whom you love very much, the
Correct.
way you treat them. So when you keep thinking about these things that's happening, imaginative things that's happening in the meditation, few days down the line on a realistic world, it will happen.
Hmm.
It has happened personally, it has happened to me. So all these things also can be achieved through meditation, is what is my thought,
Very true.
in addition to peace.
Absolutely. See, peace ka meaning hi kya hai? You know, what is the meaning of peace for us? So, meaning of peace is basically get to a stage where your mind is calm all the time. You do not have unnecessarily stress. You do not have the need of controlling something. You don't have that anxiety in you. So, and that is what is called meditative state. You know, you meet all very good gurus, people who have practiced meditation for over a period of time, and whenever you meet them, you find that kind of a vibe coming from them, something really really different from usual people that you meet. So they have come to that stage where their entire aura is looking very calm, very peaceful, because they have realized this essence of life, that you cannot control things beyond a certain point. And when you cannot control, unnecessarily fighting for getting control over things and situations or people causes unnecessary stress and anxiety. So when you cannot do that, it's not that you don't put your efforts, you put your 100% efforts, but even after that, there are things which goes beyond our control, so we cannot really have anything to do with that. And what we do is we unnecessarily get stressed over it, that why we are not able to do it, why this person is not listening to me. you know if you listen to I don't know if you have ever listened to Shivani, BK Shivani from Brahma Kumaris. She talks about one particular thing very specifically. So I have taken some lessons from various people. I don't like all the things that they talk, but some of the few things which really, really takes your attention, is very important. So what she talks about is that you can actually change, what Ranjani is just sharing with us, that you can change the way people feel about us. And how you can do that? So people who talk bad about us, or people who talk negative about us, or people who don't like us, or we don't like those people, how you can change the entire concept of disliking or hatred or not liking somebody. How can you change? In normal circumstances, if you know that somebody doesn't like me, so suppose Divya hai, so Divya ko lagta hai ki Archana ma'am doesn't like her, so what is she going to do about it?
He has to be silent, ma'am. That's it.
That's the ultimate
Yes.
power. Yeah.
Ignoring can avoid problems, but it is not going to be a solution to make Ms. Archana
Very
ma'am,
true.
get in gelled with Divya, right? So the better thing is, first I would say, give a smile. Smile can treat so many things on both the sides. And second thing is, we have to volunteer. Even if we cannot expect always the other person who is not properly gelling to volunteer. Rather, we volunteer and make things positive, give a positive vibe, and try to change we cannot completely change, but we can give it a try to change the attitude towards our thought based on them.
True.
So all those few steps, as an initiate.
Yeah. Anybody else? Raki?
Divya ma'am must be follow the rules we all are following कि उसको खुश मैम को खुश करने की कोशिश करनी है या naturally we do so. पर मुझे नहीं लगता इन सब चीजों की जरूरत होती है. सबका अपना एक परसेप्शन होता है, एक मेंटेलिटी होती है. आप ऐसे किसी को खुश करने के लिए या अपने आप को जरूरी नहीं होता कि हम सबको यू कांट बी आलू पराठा. सो जरूरी नहीं है कि आप हमेशा सबको खुश करते. हम अपनी एनर्जी कहीं उसको सोचने के बजाय हम अपनी एनर्जी कहीं और यूज कर सकते हैं. आपके माइंड में एक पॉजिटिविटी होनी चाहिए हमेशा कि मैं ठीक हूँ और या मैं ठीक कर रहा हूँ. मुझे सिर्फ उस पर फोकस करना है, ना कि बजाय दिव्या मैम मेरे बारे में क्या सोचती हैं या अर्चना मैम मेरे बारे में क्या सोचती है. सो
Very good.
Yes,
Who
ma'am.
is raising
I
hands?
would also
Parul.
like
Who is
to.
Parul? Sorry.
No, ma'am, I was
Acha.
clapping.
Okay.
Ma'am, that is clapping.
Acha, that's clapping. I thought you were raising hands.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah, please tell me.
Ma'am, actually, I have lost my total data has gone.
Sorry, can't hear you. Your voice is not coming. Okay, Divya, you were saying something. I think we lost.
Yes, ma'am. I just wanted to share that earlier we used to think like we used to say first impression is the last impression. It makes some impact somehow, but gradually it changes with time. People used to make some impression about some person, but that is just by looking or interacting. Just it is kindly upri type of. But when they go into deeper, they used to come to know each other, and the perceptions and the feelings and the attitude what they developed at the first instance, it always gets changes. It many
Very
times
true.
it happens.
Yes. So, that's what BK Shivani also says, that when somebody is not, you are aware, that awareness has to happen, that you are aware somebody dislikes you. Then after awareness, second point is acceptance. So you accept it. That's perfectly fine. What bothers us is that why we want to become aloo paratha or vanilla ice cream, that everybody should like us. This cannot happen. So you have to have that acceptance that all the people all the time may not like us. Then third step is sending the positive energies towards that person. How you are going to send positive energies toward that person is just keep saying in your mind, or whenever you meet that person, that I'm sending love, I'm sending all positive energies. Like, if you want to say it out loud, you can do that. If you want to say it in your mind, in your heart, you can do that as well. And trust me, 3 days, if you just keep saying these things, sending these kind of energies, fourth day, that person will come to you and you will change. The entire aura would have changed. The way they have been looking at you, the way they have been talking about you, the way they have been treating you would completely change. And that happens, why it happens? Because we don't make use of the positive energies which is around us. See, physics also says that we all energy, right? So when we are all energy, then why are we not using these energies in a positive manner? Why are we doing negativity? Why are we going and putting hatred or dislike about something? Accept that things are like that. That's it. You don't have to make an opinion. You don't have to create a perception about that things are right or things are wrong. Like, the world has been created in a manner that we people have created these moral science, moral principles, and everything. Do you think that Ambani or anybody who is richer has created all the wealth by practicing all the moral principles? It cannot happen. And why it cannot happen? Because moral principles are created by human beings. And we cannot perform, we cannot reach to that stage by following all these moral principles. By which I'm not saying that your integrity should not work. Your integrity should always be there, with the essence that whatever money I am going to earn, I'm not going to hurt anybody through that. Very simple thought, right? Whatever money or whatever earning, whatever way I am putting across my service to the society, I am not going to hurt anybody through that. With this simple thought, you can actually change the entire energy which is around you. Because even if you're earning money by doing something which people say is not really honesty, or this is not the principle of morality, or this principle doesn't work, then obviously you are not hurting any living being, whether it is any animal, human, trees, anything from that matter, right? So that's how things has to be taken care of. So we have to understand how the universe works in the scientific manner also, and from the spiritual mindset also, because we are mixing together both the things. We are talking about giving coaching to people who need yoga and meditation and relaxation technique. And how are we going to practice it and give it to them is through management principles, through following these management models of coaching. Right? So the combination of both is going to go around the universe or around the people, and that's how they're going to learn about certain things. And why are we going to do that? Why do you think that meditation through using coaching models can help people much better? How many yoga
There is a
teachers?
plan.
How many
Sorry.
yoga teachers you have seen who are successful, who have become really, really renowned by just following yoga teachings?
Kavita ma'am.
Kavita
Kavita
also
ma'am.
follows management fundamentals, na? She does follow. That's why she did PhD. Right? Staying in Himalayas and not really coming out, living with people. How many people have become successful with that? Right? Whenever we talk about, see, management principles are what? Management principles are something very simplified, that what you are doing, whatever you're doing it in a process manner.
Ma'am,
There
I
are
said
steps.
she is doing that. That's why she's become good. That's what I try. I try to say, ma'am. I try to say.
Yeah, absolutely. So she's following that, and that's why she's become successful. Many such people are there who have become successful like that, right? But what they are doing is, at least they are using the principles of management, or they are using principles of coaching, or they are using models of coaching, right? Very, very senior people like, Sadhguru, maybe Sri Ravi Shankar, B.K. Shivani, all these people. I don't know how many seminars you have attended or watched them online doing these kind of seminars. They all follow certain rules of management, right? In terms of, they practice their speech in advance. It's a very written kind of a speech that they have to give all the time. It's only on the question answers round that they don't really follow that, right? Otherwise, everything else is scripted. Why it is scripted? It is not that they don't know the principles, they don't remember things, they know everything. A lot of things are there in their mind. They are knowledgeable, they have learned over a period of time, they have practiced meditation 3-4 hours in a day, or maybe more than that, right? But still, when it comes to talking and it comes to imparting that knowledge to somebody or giving that skill to somebody else, why it becomes very important that you write down all these things in a scripted manner, so that you follow that method of one by one. Otherwise, what will happen? A lot of information will go in a very cumbersome manner. And when you listen to something in a cumbersome manner, you won't understand all these things, right? Your mind actually diverge away from the facts that somebody is actually giving you some information, right? That's the reason why if you write or if you read some articles, if the articles are written in a paragraph form, it takes time to put your concentration and focus. And if the same article is written in pointers, 1 point, second point, third point, very simplified manner, your interest actually increases. And that is the reason why such people have started. So you will see lot many articles are there in newspaper, top 10 things to do, top 5 things to do, top 3 things to do. So why this is very popular? Because top 10, top 3, top 5 pointers is very easy to remember, right? So that's why scripted things really goes really well with people. So planning as a management function can help us get a little bit organized, right? So this is the management principle of planning. And the second principle of management is organizing, right? So planning without organizing or organizing without planning really doesn't work. So plan is always for what? For the future. That you have a lecture tomorrow, what you are doing is you are making a plan about it. Right? Then how are you organizing? You're organizing your entire speech, whatever you have to give, or maybe practicing it frequently, ask questions and other things by writing it down in a neat manner, creating a structure out of it, creating a process out of it. Right? That's what meditation and relaxation techniques are also all about. See, when we practice meditation, everything goes in our body. We start breathing. We know how to take breathing. We understand how many times we have to take inhale, how many times we have to keep the breath inside, and how many times we have to, how many times we have to count so that we can exhale, right? But when it comes to coaching or when it comes to telling somebody else to do that, you have to follow a script. That script can happen only when you're using these models that we talked about yesterday, or any of the leadership style and technique that we talked about, right? Imparting that knowledge will not come easy. So one point is practicing yourself, that you can do in any manner. But when it comes to imparting that knowledge to somebody else, because that's how you are going to devote most of your time. That's my wish, basically. If you are learning life coaching, then actually you should be able to do that. Right. So that's the whole purpose of understanding these management skills, formulas, processes, and using them for coaching, mentoring, or teaching. Right? That's how you have to combine both. Having said that, now let's come to our first meditation techniques. The first meditation technique that I have spoken on, I'm going to talk about, is called progressive muscle relaxation technique. So what do you understand by this word? Progressive muscle relaxation technique? What is muscle relaxation? राखी को पता होगा, जिम ट्रेनर.
Ma'am, stretchings.
Yeah, it can be stretching also. So through any exercise where you are actually helping your muscles to relax. Right? What happens when we are not relaxing our muscles?
A pressure is formed, ma'am.
Your body becomes stiff, and
Yes.
sometimes it leads to laziness also.
Correct. So our body becomes stiff. We are not
झटका लग
relaxed.
सकता है.
क्या
I'm
लग
not
सकता है?
getting that word for झटका. What do we call it in English?
झटका लग सकता है. Shock.
No, not shock.
मसल पुल हो जाता है मैम कई बार अगर आप
Right. So unnecessarily muscle pulls, unnecessarily, if you're walking, suddenly you will fall and you have that, ligament tear, muscle tear. So all these things happens because our muscles are not relaxed all the time. And when you do a lot of time, you spend a lot of time in terms of sitting job, doing anything which requires a lot of sitting and not really moving around all your muscles. Even if you're walking, all your muscles are not really useful. So how can we relax our muscles? Do you know the beautiful exercise that our parents used to tell us to do when in our childhood? They used to seek our help doing all these things. So atta gunna, you know, dough kneading. How do you do dough kneading? What kind of muscles are being used in that?
Hands, fingers.
Only the
Yeah. So your
hands.
hands, fingers, and this
And-
wrist, right?
Wrist.
That's how we generally use it. So these are the muscles that is being done. Now, if you are actually kapde nichodna, I don't know, wrinkling your clothes, how do you do that? You put
Oh,
so many
wrist
muscles in
Squat
you.
and
muscles are
sit.
used.
When we
Right?
squat
Yeah.
and sit, your thigh muscles and your leg
Correct.
muscles, everything.
So if you're mopping the floor by doing, by using your hands, not really using any khada wala pocha or robotic pochas mops these days. So how do you do actually that particular exercise? You're squatting, so your entire muscles downwards are being used properly. So all these exercises, all the household duties that we used to perform earlier is now being performed. So what happens as a result? That we get stiffness in our body, right? We have that laziness, stiffness, the muscles are not really relaxed or stretched. So what happens with that? It creates unnecessary stress and anxiety in our body. There's always a tension, right? Because your body is not relaxed. Our body is not really feeling good about the entire thing. So we'll talk about it. Let's practice that. So anything that's there in your hand, just leave that. Everything. Just sit, relax. You want to sit in Padmasana, that would be much better. And try and sit on the ground if it's possible, because when we'll do grounding technique, where you can do grounding technique only when you're sitting niche. I'm not sitting niche because I have my ligament here. Na? Yes, if you are sitting in, preferably use a mattress, maybe, or any meditation pillow under you. That's a good investment. So meditation pillows basically help you relax, and they don't let your feet sleep easily or your legs sleep easily. Like that, like you get cramps when you sit in yoga asanas for quite some time. So that meditation pillows or meditation mattresses really helps you get your muscles relaxed. Right. So now if you have sat, just sit with your spine erect. Your hands can be on your knees or maybe in your lap, folded, one above the other. Any which ways, wherever you feel relaxed or however you feel relaxed. Take 3 deep breaths. One more. Now, how do I say? Okay. So now you have to put your body into a very tension kind of a mode. Get it stressed, get it tensed. Like, you take your shoulders up and take your body to a very stiff thing. जैसे गुस्सा आता है, when we get angry, we start putting our body into different kind of a situation altogether. So try and do that. Put it into stress, a lot of stress. Very tight, completely. If you want to tighten your fist, put your shoulders up, give tension to your entire body. So that your body is actually shivering. Take it to that level. Can you do that? Now relax with a sound from your mouth. Right? Do it one more time. Put your body into tension. Your fist should be like this. very tight. Shoulders up, lots of tension. Every part is shivering with anxiety, stress, anger, whatever is there. Now take a sound, take it all out. Do it one more time. 3 is a very good number. So we practice always all the things in number 3. Come down, sit naturally. Now again, take deep breaths. Now, do you feel that the entire stress which you were holding has gone? A lot of tension has released. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you feel that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Perfect. So this is called progressive relaxation technique. Another part of doing this particular meditation is squeezing your hands like this. You start with squeezing your hands. Then you squeeze every muscle which is there in your body. All the muscles, whether it is biceps, your shoulders, like you squeeze orange juice or lemon juice. This is how you start squeezing all the muscles. Very slowly, very calmly. Then your calf muscles, your thigh muscles. Try and do it before going to bed, and you will never have the problem of insomnia, no problems of stress, no problems or any sleeping disorders. Most of the time, this particular meditation is being used so that you can start squeezing, relaxing the large muscles first. So large muscles are there generally in our biceps, thighs, calf, and shoulders. Or maybe this neck, back of your neck. Start from there. Follow a complete movement. Start from here and then take it downwards to your entire body. If you want to perform it on your children, it's really, really very relaxing for children. The entire day's tension, physical activities, or mental stress that they get due to studies and all these things, it really helps them get into a mode where their entire body is relaxing. The concentration and focus increases. They get very good sleep. So then every morning when they get up, they are really, really much, much better, fresh. Right? This is one of the techniques that is being used. Right? So what is the benefits of doing this exercise or meditation, relaxation technique?
It removes the muscle tensions.
Yeah. So physically, what all things it gave you? What are the goals that it achieved? Let's talk about physically first. Yes. First is relaxation. Second is
stress remove. Same relaxation.
Come to the
Relaxation.
Yeah. What else it did? It helps in toning your body. When people say that we want to lose weight, and after losing weight, they have very loose muscles, loose fat all around, or loose skin all around their things. So this relaxation techniques helps in removing that fat which is there, or tightening the muscles and toning the body. This is also used for that. Right. So apart from this one physical thing, then mentally it takes away your stress. It gives you a lot of relaxation. Spiritually, it is helping calming your body, improving peace, and your connection with divine, obviously, because it's one of the meditations that's there. Like I said yesterday, not all meditations will require you to close your eyes, sit in a state, and then practice it. There are different kind of meditation techniques, and people are not aware about that, right? Which can be incorporated in our day-to-day lives with much ease. So, like this one is really, really easy, right? You can start.
Really easy also, and this can always be practiced when if in the office I get some time, I can practice it there also.
Absolutely, and you
No.
can do it sitting on your chair also, but your foot should be on the ground. That's it. So both your feet should touch the ground, and then you can practice it. That's really helpful. So first step is you have to create tension in your body on a very high note, and then you have to suddenly relax it. Right? And then it creates that kind of, so it creates a different kind of energy. It actually rushes the oxygen in the entire body, which helps in bringing the relaxation suddenly. If you are getting angry, there is anything which is creating anxiety for you, you can also practice this meditation during that time. Right? In fact, a very simple meditation or relaxation technique is there, which our forefathers, our Dadi Nani must have taught us. They always used to say when you are getting angry, what they used to tell you. The first thing, if you're getting angry or you are getting that emotions of anger in you, what they used to tell us. Even our parents sometimes.
Count
Ask
10 to
them
1.
to
Yeah, counting also works. Other than
Drink
that,
a cup of
take
water.
a breath. Take a breath.
so that water wala thing, take a sip from glass of water. So the moment you start sipping from glass of water, the entire rhythm gets breakdown. So that anger that you were feeling suddenly has broken its concentration in your body, and hence what happens is with just a sip of water, you can actually change the way your body is feeling. So, like I said, all these elements, fire, earth, water, air, and sky, it can actually change the way we feel our body. It can actually change the way you feel and think about emotions. You can actually change everything that you do, from physicality to mental to spiritual to social. Right? Every morning, like ma'am has taught you that particular meditation, I think Trikata, right? So have you practiced it? How many times have you practiced it since?
I do at least during the weekends, not
Okay.
honestly during the weekdays, but during the weekends, me and my husband both sit together and we do the Trataka.
Do that? Very good.
Yeah.
Who else does
I
that?
always do on Thursdays and regular classes of ma'am. Every Thursday we used to do this.
Okay. You are doing
Yes,
it with
ma'am.
ma'am. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Who else
Weekly
is doing
once,
it?
ma'am. Weekly once.
Weekly you are doing? Okay. Good. Muskan? Rakhi?
Not regularly, but practicing, ma'am.
See that, like, we talked about one particular technique yesterday, that watching yourself in a mirror and saying that we love you. Trikata is something like that, right? You are actually looking at aura of yourself through fire. Right? That's why those tears comes in our eyes, because we are concentrating very hard. Right? And like ma'am told you to do it with candle or diya, you can actually perform this meditation with anything. Maybe you take a leaf, you take a flower, take anything where you want to put your concentration on, which can help you. It can be a very good scented perfume. It can be a soap which you really like, any perfume that you really like, so anything for that matter. Right? You can do that. So you can actually play not just your eyes into these senses. The idea is to put your senses into concentration. So Trikata is used with candle because we are putting our eyes. That means we are seeing and watching. But you can actually use your nose for that. You can use any sound which can help your ears, concentrate on the sound, or anything else which you want to see.
I actually do with the Aurobindo, the Pondicherry Aurobindo mother's eyes. I have the picture of the eyes alone. So
nice.
we used to do with the eyes alone, like observing her eyes alone.
Very good. So see, you can do it with anything. Try and do it with beautiful flower, whichever color you like. Yellow, if you like yellow, then yellow flower. If you like red, then with red flower. It gives a different kind of feeling altogether. Right? So idea is to perform these meditation techniques in a different way so that it can bring a lot of happiness to your all senses, not just your eyes. Right? So if you use some scented perfume, scented candles, or anything, there are different kind of oils which are available in market. So you can actually light those lamps of oils, and then you can start inhaling them, and then do it. So automatically, it's not just your body. Anybody else who is sitting around you will start feeling that energy coming out of you. Right? So try and do it. So suppose you have a child at home who is really, really hyperactive, or who has ADHD, or anything for that matter. Generally kids are very hyperactive these days, and you think that your child is not listening to you. So don't do anything. Just sit near that child for 10 minutes, perform any kind of relaxation meditation, and then you will see suddenly your child is also getting that kind of energy, and their entire body is getting relaxed. They will not actually do that hyperactiveness. That will always be taken care of automatically, but you just have to do it sitting next to them. Right? So that's the power of meditation and relaxation techniques, are that whenever it creates an energy in our body, our aura also gets affected by that. So when our aura gets affected by that, anybody who is in the surrounding will also get affected. So you can perform it with your children, you can perform it with your animals, anybody whosoever is in your house. Right? Try and do that, and then tell me the results. Right? So second kind of meditation is basically comes which we call mindful walking. Mindful walking is also used as a grounding technique. Right? Grounding is what? What do you understand by the term grounding?
Uh, what to say? Putting it that is inheriting it to us, ma'am. Deeply inheriting to us.
Realizing,
Hmm?
self-realization.
No, it has nothing to do with that. Simple grounding. Suppose if I tell you that you have to get grounding, what do you understand by that?
Our body should touch the
Should
ground.
touch the ground.
Yeah,
Float.
simple. So you are actually feeling the Mother Earth's performance through our feet. Right? People say go and take a walk without wearing any slippers and anything. Right? So that's
That's it.
grounding technique. That's one of the yogas also, and that's one of the grounding techniques also that we use. So we can also call it mindful walking. So what happens when you are mindfully walking? What do you understand by the term mindful?
Feel the sense of
Concept.
Your voice is not coming with just.
We will feel the sense of the earth.
Concentrating on the
What were the
walking and
brands?
feeling all the movements while walking, ma'am.
Correct. So you're feeling everything, that all the activities that happens when you're walking.
Acupuncture, yes.
Yes. So grounding or meditation, mindful walking is what you the term meaning. The meaning of mindfulness is purely just that you are giving
Conscious.
complete mind. Yeah, your entire thought, your entire focus or concentration is on that particular activity that you're performing in the present. Right? So whatever activity you're doing. So for example, even if you're cooking, what happens when you're cooking in our homes? Sometimes our mind is on our children, sometimes our mind is on office work, sometimes our mind is on the message or emails that has come. Different kind of things we start thinking about. And what happens as a result? That the food that we have cooked is not pure the way it should be. So how we can make our food more mindful or more useful for our bodies?
Consciously cooking, ma'am.
Yes. So
Everything we
consciously
have to feel.
cooking with mindfulness, whatever you want to call it, just do that, right? So it can be performed with any activity that you're doing in your entire day. whether professionally or personally. Suppose you love talking to people, you want to, like Muskan loves talking to people standing on a stage. So when you're doing that particular activity, a whole concentration, the whole mindfulness is on that activity without thinking that, am I talking good? My voice is going nice, my tone and picture. So you don't have to think. You just have to enjoy the process where you are in. Generally, we call it enjoying the present or be in present, be in the moment where you are. That's what mindfulness is all about. So when we say you have to do mindfulness walking or grounding technique, what do we mean by that? So even if you're just walking for 10 minutes a day, try and do it barefoot. You don't have to wear anything in your, no socks, no shoes, no matter how cold it is, it really is not going to affect your health. Right? Do it so that you are in touch with Mother Earth. Whatever nature you want to call it, Mother Earth you want to call it, whatever name you want to give it. So there are so many positive neutrons which gets in our body through that barefoot walking. Again, scientific thing.
Actually, for
So
the
people,
ADHD kids, they used to tell this, right? When we were, in United States, I was dealing with special kids. So one of the exercises that I was made to make the kids do is making them remove all their slippers in barefoot. They have to walk on the lawn, the grass field. That's going to give them more oxygen. The oxygen levels are going to increase, and their neural coordination is going to, get settled.
Get balanced.
Get
more
balanced.
balanced.
Yeah.
So see, a lot of neutrons, a lot of electrons gets invited into our body through barefoot walking. And all these electrons and neutrons are always present in the nature, where you have these grass or mitti, or especially if you can walk around, seaside or riverside. These places have very high energies, very high neutrons, which is really required for our body. Right? So even if it is a 10 minutes walking, it can really increase a lot of positivity. It can increase a lot of peace in our mind altogether. Right? So how you have to do it, this mindful walking is that wherever you're walking, walk for 10 minutes and pay attention to the sounds. So for example, the sound of your foot getting into the earth, right? The sound of leaves. You generally crackle lot many leaves which are dried out there. Right? So whenever you listen to that sound, automatically when you start paying attention, like when you sit at one place and perform meditation, that breathing meditation, what you do? You are concentrating on your breath, right? You are concentrating on your breath. You're counting that, right? So इसीलिए इसको pranayama कहते हैं, because prana is basically your breath, right? So now when your mindfulness has to work for your body, for your mind, for peace, what you have to do is you have to start concentrating on something in your present moment. When you're walking, pay attention to whatever you can while walking. It can be nature, count the trees, see how beautiful leaves are, suddenly see a color of a flower, anything that you want to do. It's just that you have to remain there for those 10 minutes. You don't have to think कि घर में क्या हो रहा है, खाना क्या बनाना है, नाश्ते में क्या होगा, nothing. Just leave all those things. When you leave the door, leave all those things out there. And start with 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then gradually do it for 20 minutes to 40 minutes. And you will see that your entire body has changed. The complexion gets much more brighter. Right? Your skin improves automatically. Right? The color of your eyes starts getting improvement. Not just color, no, the problem with our eyesight, that gets improved. So lot many things, a lot of positive things. And you can actually reverse your eyesight through this particular exercise if you do it over a period of time. Right? People have this problem with eyesight that if they have the chashma, myopia, or any other thing, so then it can be reversed also through this exercise if you do it nicely. The only idea is you have to do it barefoot. The greener the grass, the better the exercise. Okay. Right? So every morning, start with 5 minutes and tell me the results. You have to do it at least for a week. See, the idea of me giving you these meditation techniques, I have paid a huge amount of money learning all these techniques, right? But we are trying to impart you all these things because I want you to practice it and see the difference in you first. before introducing it to the people. Because even without practicing it, if you start using it in your coaching classes or with your yoga and meditation techniques classes, it is not going to bring that much of result. Right? Why? Because people can't see it on your face. I want you to feel that change that it can bring. Whether it is texture of your hair, your skin, the glow on your face. You don't have to use any makeup at any point in time in your life. Yeah, I'm not really that anti makeup kind of a person, but yeah, I don't really like using makeup. I have never used it. Right?
Me too also.
Except a
Me
little
too,
bit of
ma'am.
kajal, I hardly use anything ever in my life, and I don't need it. Right? There was a problem when I was facing of huge amount of pigmentation on my face, a lot of pimples, a lot of different kind of things. The moment I started using yoga and meditation in my life, the entire texture has changed. Right? People say at such age also you don't look like your age. Why? Purely because you're using these techniques in your body. Even if you're not able to perform any physical yoga asana, if you start performing these relaxation and meditation techniques, it can bring that kind of effect because you are using pranayama. How many of you are into practice of using shallow breathing?
Shallow breathing, ma'am.
Most of the time I do it because whenever we get involved into too much of work and all that, we forget that we have to do a deep breath or a yogic breath. And I honestly agree to it. I am into most shallow breathing.
You are into shallow breathing. Who else is in shallow breathing?
What do you mean by shallow breathing, ma'am?
Not deep breathing, not inhaling properly, exhaling properly.
Actually, from the childhood, I having some problem in my tonsil operation, so I have problem in breathing. So after the yoga practicing only, it was little bit reduced. So when
It
I
will reduce automatically if you practice it every day. See, uh, it comes with practice, you know, and practice in the sense what the meaning of the word meaning is practice of is basically that you do it deliberately. You put attention to it that you're doing it, right? So the moment you start noticing that you are doing shallow breathing, you have to change that pattern. You have to change that pattern from shallow breathing to deep breathing, right? And do it deliberately. I
You're
learned
talking
it
about
from
short breaths, ma'am. The short
short breaths.
breaths.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Even I
shallow
used
breathing.
to have that because of my weight, ma'am.
Yeah. So any point in time, when we are not paying attention, we always have this shallow breathing happening in our body automatically. Right? You have to change that practice, you have to change that focus and bring it back to deep breathing. It will help you get oxygen, maximum amount of oxygen in your body, not just in your lungs, but in your brain and other parts of body. Right? When we did this particular meditation technique just now, the relaxation muscle technique, right? You can actually include breathing techniques also along with that. How you can actually do it? When you bring tension into your body, take a very huge long breath. And when you release that breath also from your mouth. So during the time the breath is inside you, it should reach from your brain to your toes in every part of body. You just have to imagine that it is traveling inside your body. It takes a little bit of practicing, and then it can come down to a level where you are deliberately doing it over a period of time. Right? So we come back to third part of meditation, the third technique after the break. So we'll take 5 minutes break now and we'll join back. All right. See you soon.
Yeah, ma'am.
All right. Welcome back, and let's start.
Thank you.
All right. Any thoughts on this mindfulness walking? Have you ever practiced it ever before? Walking, I'm sure.
Yes, ma'am. I have practiced this when I was pregnant. Somebody told me ki walk on the grass. So I started walking on that, and it was very relaxing. But only at that time. Even now, I have a lawn in my house. Then also I don't practice, but now I'll try.
So you don't really need a ground. You can go to nearby parks. There are always these
Ma'am,
community
it's
parks
already
and
there in my
everything.
house. We are
Wonderful. So
staying in
imagine.
government quarter, but still
Wow.
I don't use it.
You should use it. When we were staying in
Uh,
government quarters, because my father was in BHL, so we used to actually do it every morning. He used to take us for a walk without knowing, and obviously that it's very relaxing. So, what are the tips for mindfulness walking? This is what exactly it does for your body. So, if you want to write it down, you want to make a note of it. I'll try and share some notes about it today.
But
Because
I'm doing it for half an hour a day, ma'am, in the morning.
All right. So you're doing walking right now. Try create mindfulness around it, right? So why
Yes.
mindfulness I'm saying is again and again, see till the time we are not putting concentration and focus on anything, that always disturbs our mind and takes away the entire focus from the activity that we are doing. So no matter what activity it is in during the day, try and bring that mindfulness to it. Right? Even if you're gymming, you're cooking, you're using mopping, cleaning, whatever you are doing, and you will see that change which is happening around you in your body. You're most relaxed, you are more stressed. The activities which was actually giving you a lot of tensions and anxiety and stress has now changed to more focus and concentration and quicker, right? So like this name suggests that mindful walking. So mindful walking in the sense, by walking, what are we doing? We are bringing movement to our body, right? The exercise part that is there. And what mindfulness is actually helping? Concentration, right? So it can improve. So what walking actually does scientifically for our body?
Improves
It actually,
concentration and also the health part.
correct. So it starts with slowing down your heart rate, right? It brings that steadiness if you are walking, not running, right? It helps in lower blood pressure. It helps in reducing stress inducing hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, right? Both the things. So now when we include mindfulness walking, what it does is it can bring a lot of improvement in our mind, body, and peace, which we call soul also. So there are 6 steps through which you can actually practice it. Number 1 is, before you start your walk, just stand for a few minutes or maybe, for a few seconds. You have to stand very still for a few moments, and then what you have to do is you have to start focusing on your breathing, like we do for any other meditation, right? Steady your breathing and take note of how your body is feeling at that point in time. Right? Second step is, as you start walking, you have to bring your full attention to the movements and sensation that your body is producing. How you can actually bring that sensation, how you can start bringing attention to everything, you can start noticing how you carry your body. Is it feeling heavy, just feeling light? How are you walking? So every feeling that your arms are feeling, your feet, your legs, your chest, and your head, just make a note of that. Fourth step is, once you have seen that connection between all the things, how your body is actually giving the movements or feeling that sensations, what you can do now is, now you can change the focus from your body to things which is near you, around you, which can be trees, leaves, the sound of leaves, the sound of water if it is there, anything. then there would be a point, there would be a time during this particular meditation when we are doing that you will start realizing that other thoughts have also started coming in your brain. So what will you do? How will you simply negate those thoughts which is entering into your system? You will start bringing your focus back to the movement, how your feet is moving, how your breath is moving, how, what is the sensation you're feeling.
Ma'am, I think I missed one thing. First one is stand for some time. Second is full attention to the movement we have to give. Fourth one, change the focus from the body to outside, ma'am.
Third is noticing how your body is moving.
Okay, okay, ma'am.
With bringing sensations to, or bringing notice to how your chest is moving up and down, or how your stomach is doing, how your legs are creating sensation, what is the sensation you're feeling in your head during that time. So that's the third point. And the last point is, when you're done noticing how do you feel, at the end of the walk, just try and concentrate again for a minute that how are you feeling now. Are you more energized, more focused, you are more attentive to things, or you have become calmer, or there is a peace that has been introduced in your system? Anything, whatever you notice. So you have to make a note of that. So anything that we are starting, any new meditation technique that you are practicing, or you are going to create the habit of practicing it, initial 7 to 10 days, try and make notes around it, that how your body actually gives signals at the end of the session, whether it is positive or negative. No, negativity to hone ka sawal hi nahi uthta, it's not really going to enter, but what exactly is your body feeling and telling you. When we start paying attention to our body, the entire physical system, through yoga and through relaxation and meditation technique, what it does is it gives back the signals to us. It tells us that this part of your body is not working correctly, this part of your body is not working correctly. Right? So that's what comes with mindful walking.
Ma'am, the 6 steps you told that first is stand for a few minutes, then start walking, noticing your all the body part, how it is moving, then focus from
The second is that bring full attention to movements of the body, just how you're moving, how you're walking.
Starts walking.
Third is, paying attention to the specific part. You can include both these steps, or you can actually create two different sets about it.
Fourth is focus from body to surrounding.
Yes.
Fifth, ma'am.
Fifth is, if you're getting distracted by any thoughts, which should not be required at that point in time, so you bring back your focus and sensations, focus to your sensations and the moment again. That will help you keep your mind away from all the tensions, all the thoughts, all these things that we keep thinking about. Or, generally, we women are always in the habit of overthinking most of the time. Right? Men has this particular, the very less in their genes, maybe in their DNA is different. But we women have this thing, maybe because we try and do multitasking a lot of time. That can be one of the reasons. To avoid that multitasking, to avoid those thoughts to come to your mind. See, mindfulness is all about that. That at one point in time, you're concentrating on whatever you're doing. Nothing else is coming into your brain.
That is a tough task for us.
It's very tough, right? It initially takes time. That's the reason why I say that start noticing the changes it brings to your body for 7 to 10 days. And once you start doing that, there would be a change where you can actually sit in a room full of people and still can meditate. You can still focus on your mind. There would be nothing in your mind. Right? I am not boasting about myself, but I have reached that stage that wherever I am, I can concentrate fully on myself. Great. On the activity that I'm doing. Even if I'm teaching right now, there are different things which is happening in my house, right? But still my mind is here completely. So that's what mindfulness does to you. Over a period of time, when you start practicing it, start noticing the change in your body and the way you are actually handling things, it gives you 100% result. Now the third technique, very entertaining also, and it can be done very quickly. See, people say that meditation can only be done when you are sitting in a place, breathing, eyes closed and all that thing, but it's not really generally the way of doing meditation. You can actually do it any point in time, wherever you want to, and still it can bring you the results. So this particular meditation, I'm sure you must have heard about it also. It is called shower meditation. So if you are in a habit of taking shower every morning, so what you can do is you can actually think that you can bring your visualization or imagination also into picture. That way it can give you better results. So you can actually think that shower is pouring down on you a lot of positive energies, which is helping you all the negative tensions, all the negative energies, all the pain or discomfort that you're feeling. It is taking that away. So with that 2-minute shower or 3-minute shower, you are actually creating a different kind of sensation in your body, which can bring positivity in you. Right? The steps that we follow for this meditation is similar to this mindfulness walking. What are we going to do before we enter or start the shower? What we have to do is just have to control the breathing first. So take few deep breaths so that your concentration is back on your body. Then open the shower, get into the shower. Try and close your eyes and feel that this entire shower is pouring down on you, a lot of positive energies. Try and imagine that it's of golden color or silver color or white color, whatever you want to do it. And that this white light or this white shower, golden shower, is actually helping us take all the negative energies. Start with feeling physical tensions, bring relaxation to your body, which is what shower obviously does with us, and then do it for mental peace. That all the negative thoughts and everything it's taking away. Right? If negativity is actually troubling you a lot of time, what you can do is you can use salt water baths to take away that negativity also.
Salt water, ma'am.
Yeah, salt water. You can use the normal salt also, which is available at home. You can use pink salt also.
Rock salt.
Yeah, anyone you can use, pink, rock, or normal. Just try and avoid your hair getting into normal, because then it brings that, what do you call, silly thing on your hair. Right? Don't pour this salt water on your hair. Right? How you can take salt water shower, or it cannot actually happen with shower. What you can do is with the bucket of water, take this one full fist of namak, put it in the bucket, try and dissolve it fully, and then use that water. At the end of your shower, you can use this bucket, pour it on you slowly, and then everything will be. Try and do it 7 days again. 7 days. After 7 days, you will feel a lot of positivity. We use this technique for Reiki. We use this in yoga. We use this in pranic healing, in various forms of alternative therapy.
There will
After
not be any.
shower,
Okay. Yeah, continue, Jetman. Yeah.
after shower, salt shower, we have to again take normal water or
That was my
needed.
question too.
Not needed.
that
Not
salt
feel somewhat a disturbance in the skin, ma'am.
It will not. The rock salt will never bring any discomfort.
Okay.
You can actually change your white salt to your rock salt also in your food.
Because whenever we have a sea in beach side, we have fully that time immediately they
Because that's sea salt. Rock salt does not really do that.
Okay. Sea salt
Rock
is
salt takes away humidity from the body.
okay.
Right? That's why if you include rock salt, that pink salt, Sendha namak also we call it. The more you include in your diet, the more positivity it brings in the system. That is the reason why when we do fasting, we generally avoid white salt and we use pink salt. So there is a way that if you want to bring that purity, that innocence, that cleanliness in your body, you should use pink salt.
Actually, with my kids, it has the pink salt, the pink rock salt. We stopped using the white rock salt and we started using pink rock salt, might be a couple of years before. It has reduced the number of times that my kids get sick, actually.
It does. See, all
yeah.
negative things, all negative energies it surrounds us with, it gets reduced. We don't fall sick in our family at all. Touch wood.
But I have heard you have Himalayan, that is pink rock salt also. Ma'am, I'm using
Pink rock salt. Yeah.
Pink rock salt also you have. Okay. Okay.
That pink salt is pink rock salt only.
So we
sea
can use
salt
only
will
this
never be pink.
salt.
Yeah, you can use pink salt. Pink salt is very good for health. So see, even if you see a lot of horror movies, if you have seen, they use this salt for exorcism also. So exorcism actually helps because it takes away the negative energy. So the idea of using this salt is to remove all that negativity from our home. If you feel that somebody has done, people generally say and talk about, it's not really relevant scientifically. Otherwise, also that is some pret atma, anything that enters our house. So people have done black magic in my house. I feel that I'm feeling those things. So if you put salt just near your door, entrance door, some amount of salt, then it
That's
will
what they say, ma'am. Even when you are mopping the floor, if you use the salt, the negativity will be going and positivity.
Absolutely. So every month, at least for 3-4 days, try and do mopping with these salt. And try and take bath from this salt, at least for 3-4 days in a month. So all your negative energies, all the things that is getting stored, all the emotions, all the negative energies, how people believe that you're not really putting into efforts, everything that is all negative, whatever negative thoughts and energies you can actually relate with, it will take away all that.
We can take every day, or we have to take monthly, weekly once or something. And it's all.
No, do it together for 3-4 days in a month. Yeah. So 1 month, but you have to do it regularly, 3-4 days. Don't do it after a week or something. Whenever you're doing it, we generally do it for 7 days. That's what it is being told to us in Reiki and pranic healing and other ways, that try and do things for 7 days continuously. Yeah. So do it for 7 days, see the changes, a lot of positivity it brings. Even for your home, for your kids, for ADHD, all these anxiety issues in children, all these things can really be taken away from these smaller things that we do. And it's not really difficult to understand. There is a science behind that, which says that these salt, the way it has been created, the things it has come from, actually brings relaxation in our body. Simple as that. The scientific formula works very well with our body, and that's the reason why we actually do. So since we have started consuming that white salt, that sea salt, it has created a lot of problems for our body. So your blood pressure issues, all these issues have started coming in, that thyroid issues, purely because we use that white salt. So the moment you start reducing the amount of white salt and increasing pink salt, automatically things will improve in your body.
So the salt, as we say, it's Himalayan rock salt. It is coming from the rock and not from the sea, ma'am.
Not
it's
from
pink
the sea.
salt.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are pink salt lamps also which are available in the market.
I was supposed to tell that we have a night lamp, the pink rock salt night lamp, which we light it every day during the night.
It takes away humidity, that air is purified. Lot of health benefits it brings. Yeah, even if you do not have the lamp, just put a piece of salt in a glass tray or somewhere in the northeast corner of your house, and it takes away all the negative energy. Right? So how these things are going to help you in yoga life coaching is, everything has its origin. So you actually have to again research a little bit about this particular topic before you start giving this knowledge to somebody else. Right? I have tried to give you as much tips as I'm aware about. I'll try and bring it in the notes form so that you have those notes available with you.
Yes, we need it.
I'll do that. Yeah. This particular class, that's the reason why I didn't create PPT, because PPT se itna kuch nahi milta. So I'll try and create a word format notes and then I'll send it to you.
Thank you.
Just give me 1 or 2 days and then I'll do it. So these are the 3 techniques for today. practice these three techniques. I don't want to give you more knowledge without you having practicing it. So I want you to experience how you practice it, how your body is reacting, how your mental level is reacting to it, and then we will introduce slowly different kind of techniques. Right? As I said earlier, that I'll try and give you at least knowledge of good 20-30 techniques which you can actually use, incorporate in your coaching classes, help yourself, and then you can help others also. And people will again go away from that mindset that meditation means relaxation with closed eyes, sitting in a Padmasana and performing that. It's not really that. Right? Any hobby that you do, anything that you really love doing can turn into meditation. Right? I love teaching. So I have started taking these classes with YSI purely with this particular benefit that at least twice or thrice in a day, I am getting involved into something which I really love. And my husband says that what is the need of doing all these things? Why you are sitting in front of the camera for 2 hours? But it just has the love of it. Earlier, when the market was open and the entire thing was open, then I was taking classes for MBA, going out, different colleges, institutions. We were invited for giving lectures. But since Corona is happening, so I thought, why not get associated with Negatsa and start doing that, right? So anything that you really love, if you start performing, and it's not for the money, it's purely because of the love that whatever you want to go it to the right kind of people. Right? In our MBA classes, in the HRM classes also, when I take, there are hardly, out of 12 or 10 students, there would hardly be 3 or 4 students who are good and who understands all these things, who are taking it seriously. So your purpose is solved as a teacher. That even if 2% of the entire population who is listening to you is taking away the things and creating different things, is how the society is going to change. Right? So from first class, there are 2 students who are still in touch. From second class, it's the entire batch currently who's in touch. The third batch is currently going on for HRM. So this is how you understand that people are understanding what you're trying to say. People are taking away your learnings and they are trying to increase or incorporate these changes in their life also. Right? With life coaching, earlier we were very, what do you call it? Very suspicious about how are people going to take it, because yoga life coaching has never happened in India the way we are doing it, right? So sir was also suspicious. More than sir, I was telling sir, ki sir, kyun kar rahe hain hum? There are so many yoga institutes, so many yoga teachers who are there, and we are going to. He said, let's bring something different. So that's the reason why we included yoga and life coaching together, so that it gives you a complete holistic view of how yoga, meditation, and relaxation can change the life of the person. People don't realize that. People only go to the life coaches who have taken certification from ICC or different kind of certifications. But then these people have not solved the problems themselves. Right? They don't know or they don't believe in alternative healing. Alternative healing can actually bring. I took a seminar of doctors. 200 doctors were present there. Doctors who were practicing MBBS, ND, surgeons, and from various parts of countries. I was invited to this conference to talk about Reiki and meditation techniques. And trust me, maximum number of doctors said that positive energies which comes with meditation can actually help the healing go faster, even with your surgeries or meditations or this allopathic medications. Right? So all those doctors also said that. We have that on record. So I thought I'll just record that session, and I always play whenever we go out and talk about meditation, because this is the scientific fact that positivity can actually cure you much faster. And how you can bring 100% positivity in your life is purely through yoga and meditation only. Right? But you can only do that when you practice it. So my thing comes down to the same. Again and again, I keep repeating that practice it more. So you will change. See, once you start changing the way you think, the way you see your body right now, the way you feel about you, once you change that, the entire thing around you change. All the rigidity that your parents or your husbands have, that will also change slowly. They are generally more rigid than us about different things, right? So all these things can actually come to relaxation. Your children's ADHD, people generally say a little bit, my child was, when he was 3 or 4, he was very hyperactive. Everybody around me used to tell me that he has ADHD, go and take him to a special doctor and show him. I said, no, he will be fine. Trust me. And his teachers used to tell me that he completes his homework first and then he helps the other classmates complete their homework so that he can play quickly. So that's what he was given leadership award at the age of 3 from the classmates. And so that's how, so you can actually convert all these things into positivity purely because when you start trusting the entire process of doing it. Right? So when you start trusting, and how do you bring trust or faith in something? When you practice it. Because if you have not practiced it yourself, you can never have. No matter how much I say, no matter how much Sadhguru says or Shivani says, different kind of people you will meet, they will tell. But till the time you have not seen those results coming out of it. So I have seen thyroid getting improved or reversed. I have seen diabetes. We have helped cure cancer patients. We have helped cure people with paralysis, right? She had the entire left side not working completely through yoga and meditation purely. We tried and helped bringing that change in her life. Her hand started moving in just 3 months of time, where doctor told that I don't know how many years it's going to take. She had a brain surgery done. After that, it was a paralytic attack, which has taken away the movement from the left side. Right? Purely with yoga and meditation. She was just consuming medicines for a brain surgery, and that's all. No other medication. So these are the things, and that's the reason why I don't publicly perform all these things, because I really do not want to earn money and talk about these things. But you can perform these miracles. People call it miracles, but these are just the changes. And once, why you can do these changes is purely because I have tried on myself. I first reversed my thyroid and then I started using it to people because I am aware that it can do that. I know in my body, in my mental state, that I was not taking any medication for thyroid when I reversed it. And it's been 6 years and it's reversed. It has never come back. That's how you can actually make changes in your body. Right? Even if you leave yoga for a year, I actually left it for a year in between, still it didn't come back. Right? So that's the kind of change you can bring in your body. So learn about alternative therapies as a part of this yoga life coaching, because these alternative therapies, which is also part of yoga and meditation and relaxation, can help bring different kind of solutions to the world. See, people are, again, when corona actually started coming in, how and what people were doing. They said kada pio, adrak pio, different kind of things. Take ginger tea or take lemon tea. All these things were very popular suddenly. Why these things were popular? And people who actually perform yoga properly, corona has not affected their health that much. And that is also there. So you have to see how your body can actually change the immunity system, how you can actually react to various diseases, how the entire system can actually change the way it performs. Right? Yeah. Any questions you have?
During this, the first wave of COVID, the Sadhguru's Simha was very popular. Where, I personally have heard one of my friend who resides very nearby, and she's a very particular follower of Isha Yoga, and she was tested positive, and within 3 days of continuous practicing of Simha Kriya properly, and she said, all her troubles which is related to that particular virus had completely gone. And since she didn't take a test, she didn't know that she might be negative that time also, but still it was taken only 3 days of time to make her body come back to its own normalcy, even though she was tested positive.
Magic, which generally takes 14-15 days physically also. More than that, in fact. For some people, it has taken 2 months to come back to the normal thing. Right? So people who perform, even Sadhguru has taken all his knowledge from Upanishads. Everything is written out there. I don't know how many Upanishads you can actually read in your lifetime, how much knowledge you can do. It's always beneficial that if you are studying or you are taking this knowledge from the audio books. There are audio Upanishads which are available on various platforms. So try and listen to those.
Yes, ma'am. In Hatha Yoga also, for every disease, all the asanas, what are the asanas we can do? Everything was told in Hatha Yoga.
Correct. So
Hatha Yoga
audio books will help us retain the knowledge much faster than reading, because some people do not directly take everything from reading. So try and use audio books and listen to Upanishads. See if you want to get serious about this business, or I'm saying business because we want to do coaching as a profession. So if you want to really get very serious about it, it's always good that you take away learnings with you as much as possible. Right? So there are 108 Upanishads. We cannot learn all those Upanishads in one lifetime. It's very, very difficult to understand until unless there is a miraculous power on us who can help us take these things. But at least try and get a few chapters of each Upanishads, which are really helpful for yoga and meditation. Right? They have spoken about from Aham Brahmasmi to Aham Premo. There are different kind of smaller syllables which can be used as a mantra. So while you're performing your yoga, when you start chanting these mantras, these smaller ones, Satchit Ananda, Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Premo, Aham, what do you call? There is another one, Aham
right?
Premo.
Katha Upanishad, that Mahavakya of each Vedas.
Correct. So, when you start chanting these smaller mantras, Satchit Ananda with meditation works so beautifully. You just have to say in your mind, keep repeating Sat Chit Ananda. So Sat Chit Ananda meaning Sat is awareness, Chit is acceptance, Ananda is happiness or peace. Right? So you're bringing that to your body, you're inviting it. The more you chant on this, the more happiness it can bring. Wherever you're getting angry, a little bit anxiety or stress, just take a hand on your heart, right? Why on your heart? Because this energy center gives love and kindness. So both your hands on your chest. Take deep breaths and just chant 5-7 times, whatever number you believe in. Sat Chit Ananda. And see your face turning. Suddenly you're smiling. Suddenly all your anger has gone away. Right? I had a problem of short temperedness because working in a corporate at a director level has given that gift. I had to take that away because I have to work with my children. So what I did was practice this thing, and now I hardly get any kind of anger. There is no anger issue in me, not even a simple bit. You come and you will slap me, still I will be laughing and smiling. Right? So it's not that your ego is not getting affected, but you do not have any ego. That's what it is. Right? So reach that stage, work on you. The more you work on yourself, the more people you will be attracted towards you for taking that. Right? Because you will become a walking example of how meditation and yoga has changed your life. Right? So Rakhi has a beautiful thing to do in her gym. She can actually perform these smaller things and create that change in her. Then people will automatically be attracted to it. Right? Anybody else? So like Vijay is also doing classes. She can also do that. So in hospitals, it is even more required. Right? Just try and use it in a more planned way. Try and use it using the leadership styles and the coaching styles and models, and then you will see things turning into a different kind of segment altogether. Right? Any other questions you have?
Ma'am, as this week as I had some exams, so today only I send you my PPT.
I
to
saw
you,
that.
ma'am.
Yeah, I'll go through the PPT and I'll send you my comment on that.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Rest everybody, when are you submitting your assignments?
Ma'am, as you said in the yesterday's class, we will do yesterday's assignment and then combine it and present it to you before Saturday, ma'am. Saturday we will be able to present.
Together.
Yes, both.
Sure. Yeah.
Sorry,
So
ma'am.
let's do a presentation.
I didn't go through that YouTube. Yesterday, any assignment given, ma'am?
Yeah, it's the same assignment that you've done earlier, that you have to work on 3 diseases and tell us that what kind of style that you're choosing.
That I
and what are
completed,
the
ma'am.
yoga asanas. Yeah. In addition to that, now what we studied yesterday about the models and techniques. Coaching techniques that we generally use and coaching models that we use in order to bring it in a much more planned way, or much more processed way. See, yoga life coaching has a huge amount of what do you call it? Number of people who might be coming to you are from corporates. So there are chances that you can become a corporate trainer yourself only for yoga life coaching. Right? You can market yourself so nicely. Right? All the human resource managers, all the people who are dealing with human resources issues can actually bring these things. We do corporate trainings earlier before Corona because I don't do it online because it doesn't really make sense to do these trainings online for institutions. You cannot perform the asanas properly. Even if people are not performing asanas, you cannot go and correct them. So that
Yes,
creates
yes.
a lot of challenge, and that is the reason why I didn't go to this particular thing online. So when we were performing these things for corporate training offline, we used to do it for larger audience also. You have an entire team who can correct their things. You can actually tell them how to do meditation properly. Different kind of things you can bring in, right? So this is a very large area because you will see major problems that people have is in corporates. Stress, anxiety, depression, appraisals नहीं हो रहे, time से पैसा नहीं आ रहा है, long hours of work, different kind of things. All of them are from people who are working in corporate. Right? Other than that segment, then other segment is housewives, homemakers. Lot of challenges. Domestic violence has actually created problems in India. More than 70% women goes through that. Right? There is a scientific research which is in Corona, it has increased more. Right? People were not going out. Earlier they were going to office and now they are at home all the time. Right? So it has increased. Child abuse has increased. So these are the areas where you can help, where you can actually give back to the society. And obviously, earning will automatically happen, and nobody comes to us for free except our family members. Nobody else says that do it for free, right? So do it, charge as much amount as you want to. Don't feel guilty about charging. Why? Because you are giving them some energy, and you need to get something back in the energies. Right? If you won't charge for the services, for example, if you go to doctor, who are the doctors who are giving medicines for free or who are doing the diagnosis for free? They never do that. Why? Because they had spent so much of money learning things, and then they are doing it. Even if they are doing it for society's health, they are actually improving the health of the society and help people get cured of various things. So you are also that kind of a doctor. You have different kind of studies done, you have different kind of certification and diplomas. You can actually help the society improve healing process entirely. If you believe that you can cure, you can actually cure certain things also. So you are actually an alternative healer or alternative doctor, as we call it. So charging is not really a problem. Don't say that I am doing it for the free of cost, I am not charging because I am doing what do you call help for society. Don't do that, right? Energy exchange has to happen, right? Even if it is smaller, try and give free energies to dogs. There are so many dogs out there, suffering. Not just dogs, a lot of animals. There are a lot of people who are suffering. Try and give these energies to them for free if you want to do it for society. But people who can pay, please charge from them. Don't feel guilty about charging. We are also charging from you, right?
Ma'am, I have a question. We were talking about meditation and how it is going to give a positive effect and all that. And a few minutes back, we were talking about utilizing this energy positivity in hospitals and all. So I have a question here. Particularly, since we use the word ADHD, in addition to ADHD, there are different congenital birth defects with respect to children, which are diagnosed as soon as they are born or a certain period of time of their birth and all that. So is there any possibility that, this meditation technique or, the energy that we produce with the meditation technique would reverse it or would make them feel better, a little better, or with a certain period of time, there's going to be change in the course of their congenital birth defect?
See, now we are talking about these things, right? Now there is certain things called karma. I don't know how much you believe in that, right? There are something which we have done, maybe in past karmas or I don't know what. So in order to bring balance in our life, we have to go through that pain, which was caused purely because we were there somewhere earlier, maybe before this birth, right? So few things which happens in our life, I don't have that explanation why this happens. So these congenial defects that we're talking about, people being very very poor, not able to, they are putting in hard work, still they are not able to earn money, all these things comes with that effect of karma, right? Somewhere. So the universe is actually creating a balance, that if something good is happening somewhere, something bad has to occur. That's a very simple thing, right? So any positive energy that is coming to you, that means somebody else is doing something negative out there. So that effect of evil and good, that bad and good, has to happen. That balance is there, right? That is why night and day is there, darkness and light, because that's the balance. That's how the universe is being created. This
That
is
is why
as
we
per my
cannot
understanding.
question. That is why we cannot question God even if we worship Him, ma'am.
Right. So we should not question the way we have been designed, the way things are happening in life. We can
Yes.
always help bring positivity through in the entire process of, right? So when you're saying that people are getting into problems because of those defects, birth defects, even I want to do so many things about them, but unfortunately, we are human beings. So, we cannot go beyond a certain thing. We cannot become God. People already tell that pranic healing or Reiki is black magic, which you are, I don't know what you are doing to people. You are curing. Yeah, because when I cured this lady for of cancer and this thing, so people actually said that I don't know why you are playing. You will also have your karma. I said I don't know what karma is all about. What I am trying to do is I'm just helping that person through positivity to change her lifestyle. That's all, right? So you're just telling them to get cured with some yoga, which is already written in Upanishads and Vedas. You are telling them to use positive energies more than negative energies. So that's also written everywhere. So you're not teaching them something new. What you have practiced, you are just teaching them that, right? So everything is here. It's just that there is a balance which has to happen, right? Like, if you, I don't know how many of you actually philosophy class nahi hai, but still a little bit about that. Ramayana mein everybody says that Ravan knew that he has to die in the hands of Ram, right? So that kidnapping and everything was all planned earlier. So why it was all planned, right? He knew that he has to die from the hands of it, so he could have avoided, but he did not avoid because that was the ultimate plan which has to happen. There is a very beautiful phrase in Gurbani. I don't remember that phrase by heart. It's written down somewhere, but I know the story behind that. I mean, how this shloka or the verse which is written in Gurbani, actually there is a story about it. So what happens is that Guru Nanak ji, the one who actually started Sikhi, and his very favorite pupil, his name is Mardana. They were both walking in the fields. Sarson ke khet mein, they were just walking and taking a walk. So what he did was Mardana took out a small part of corn. He took out one corn and he said, "Do you believe, Guru Nanak ji, that if I get this dana of corn, there is something written out already planned that this will go in somebody else's stomach?" So Guru Nanak ji said, "Yes. At everything that we eat, every small thing, every larger thing, it is already pre-planned that in whose stomach it will go, whose hunger it is going to cure." So Mardana said, "Already fine." He actually said that I am going to eat this corn, and then you tell me for whom it was actually meant. So he ate that particular corn seed. Then Guru Nanak ji said it was meant for a murgi, not for you. It was meant for a hen, not for you. He said, "Lo, I have eaten it, so now I have changed the way the universe works." The moment he said that, that particular dana got stuck in his throat. So he could not actually spit it out. It was very difficult for him to take that breath. So he said, "Please take me to the doctor. I'm not able to take the breathing properly." So Guru Nanak ji took him to the Vaid. He went out there. The moment he gave some medicines, he gave him something so that that dana came out of his mouth. The moment he started, taking it out, there was some hens out there. It goes to there, and then hen takes this dana away. Right? So the entire story, the entire verse actually talks about that everything is already pre-planned. So that is the reason we have no control over it. When we try and snatch some things away from somebody's destiny, or we try and get things faster by various means, there is always a reverse effect which has to happen. Right? So it was a very beautiful story. It is written. So, if you read Bibles, or if you read Gurbani, or if you read any other scripture, I am in the habit of reading all the things that comes to me. I have written Quran, I have studied Quran, I have studied Bible, Gurbani also. Not obviously in their original format, but the translations. So, so just to see that what is the common thing. And one common thing which is there prevalent is talks about three things. One is love and compassion for humanity. Anybody. So everything, no matter where it is written, it always talks about that love and compassion has to happen. If we have to survive in peace, if we have to survive in a good manner, the love and compassion is the only way that we can survive. Second thing which is written is that in order to bring in peace, more peace in our life, what we have to do is we have to live with the nature, because we are a part of the nature. We are not away. Suddenly, what has happened is because of our greed and because of the way we are developing, we think that it's only humans which are surviving. We are the ones who are controlling the entire universe. It is not the way. It is not the right way of thinking. So we are a very small part of nature, as much as trees and mountains and rivers and animals, as much as we are. So we have to be there. And the third thing which is written is that if humanity has to survive, it has to survive only with a lot of peace. Otherwise, we will not survive for a longer time together. So even if humans are gone from this earth, nothing is going to change. It is actually going to get more beautiful, like it was.
Ma'am, what you tell humanity survived due to?
Peace.
Peace.
Yeah. Everywhere. These are the common things which are there. Even if you hear something, generally this is what will come out of it. All the scriptures talk about only these things, right? So that's the only thing that is there. And what brings peace to us? There can be different kind of mediums. What medium we have chosen? We have chosen these yoga and meditation and relaxation techniques to become a part of it. Right? So that's how you can actually bring in more positivity in people. See, it's only about the way we are changing the thinking, nothing else. Right? Spend a day thinking all negative things that you can. All that, whatever comes to you. Right? And spend a day thinking positive and see the difference. And then you will realize that thinking about positive things is much better, much cleaner, much faster in order to get our lives on track. We get only one life, right? We have to live every day. Still, we are planning to live in a manner that is not bringing that positivity in our life. No, we disturb ourselves more. So situation will happen the way it is happening. Circumstances will occur the way it is occurring. It's our reaction to them that brings unhappiness to us. So if we stop reacting the way we are doing right now, make a little change in that, little bring a bit of positivity, things will automatically change. And how you can become a positive person? By performing and practicing whatever you are studying. But do a lot of research and then practice. Right? So the diseases that we talked about, like Divya had already given a presentation, try and give that presentation. See, presentations help you and make you more focused towards your coaching style. It will help you find out which coaching style works for me much better. Right? Like I said that, for me, it is very difficult to teach yoga through online classes. I cannot perform yoga for a group when we are on an online thing. I can perform for one person or maybe maximum two. When I take classes, yoga classes, I already have only one or two people attending that at one point in time. No matter if I have to spend more time in that, but that's how I do. Right? Meditation, still you can do it with the group because it brings that kind of energy. But yoga will not. Right? So you have to find out your style You have to find out which model works really well for you. You can create, like, in the PPT yesterday, we talked about that you can actually create your own style. So all these coaches who have created these styles, and now they are very, very renowned, and these styles have been taken away by other people also. Why it is happening is because they have practiced. And over a period of time, practicing on people, they realize that this is the model that I can work really better with. I can make certain changes, and that's how I can bring different kind of things. So you can also do that. So once you do that, once you reach to that stage, your coaching style will always be imbibed by, taken by other people also, and they'll start using it for a period of time, right? Because so much of population, 7.8 billion people across world, right, out there. How many coaches are there? Not even one for 100 people. It's huge amount of business, huge amount of need, huge amount of potential is out there. It's just that right people have to tap that potential. Do that, and then you will change the world. You will be one of the people who can actually create that dent in the world, the way it is running.
How can we start reading scriptures? Like, can we research on online platform to buy something Upanishads or something like
There
that?
are
I
so
don't get
many.
anything.
You get lot many things. You need to go
Yes.
see Upanishads in their original forms are available with few publishers only. Only very few publishers. I think Gita publication is one which has all the copies of all these scriptures. Gita publication may not have the audio version of it. For audio versions, you have to see and find it out, either some podcast or some, I think on Kindle also you might get it. Right? I'll try to send you that link of audio books.
Actually, Kindle has few. I have
Kindle
seen,
has
but I
few.
haven't used. But I have seen Kindle has few audios on, audio books.
Kindle will be having for sure, right?
In
And Gita
Ramakrishna,
publication for has Ramakrishna Prabhu
Ramakrishna
also
Vivekananda.
will be having, right? They will also be having, right? So try and see, listen to the translations first to understand the Upanishads and Vedas. Right? Try with one, right? Maybe you can start with Isha Upanishad, or maybe Kanishka Upanishad, anyone. Pick anyone. There are few which are very smaller, which has just few chapters, 3 or 4 chapters, and then less number of shlokas. So you have to see how proficient you can become with Sanskrit and then their translation. Because the only problem is, if we don't know Sanskrit, then the translation is actually based on somebody else's way of thinking and perception. Right? So you won't get 100% what it is written in the Upanishads. So the more you will get into practice of learning Sanskrit, wonderful. उसके अलावा कुछ नहीं है. Do a PhD in Sanskrit and then make changes. Yeah, that can actually do that. So that's on a lighter note, but you can at least listen to. There are some good ones which are available, translated ones. Start reading, as I said, smaller version of it, and then get into the larger version of it. So pick a few. I'll tell you the names. I may have written it down somewhere, which are the smaller chapters. I'll just send you those names of the chapters or Upanishads. You can start with them if you really want to get into the details of it, and then start using it. So everybody anywhere in the world is talking about right now, whether it is Mind Valley meditations, whether it is Sadhguru or anybody else out there, they're all speaking the language of Vedas and Upanishads, nothing else. Everything is already written out there. You just have to translate it the way you want. You can create your stories around it, and then you can share it with people. So that's how you can actually become much more popular version of what you are today. All right, Chief, that's all for today, right? Submit your assignments on time before Saturday, so that at least I can have a look at the presentation. And Saturdays, all of you should attend, give presentation. Right? Presentations will help you choose your live coaching style. It will help you get more process oriented. It will help you impart your knowledge to other people much more better. Right? That's the essence of these classes.
Ma'am, what is the right time to If I have any doubt, means what is the time when we will be free, ma'am? Which
So
time?
you can check with me on WhatsApp. If I'll be free, we can talk. Generally, I'm available on WhatsApp. Every few hours, I check WhatsApp. I actually reply on WhatsApp very fast.
Okay.
So my use of technology is very comfortable.
Okay.
Good
Thank
at
you.
that. Yeah.
Ma'am, like Jyoti ma'am was also telling, if possible, do let us find some guru for Reiki, ma'am, to first of all heal ourselves and heal the family. And as she said, I'm also based out of Chennai. So,
If you are comfortable with distance, I can do distance.
we will be very
Reiki?
happy. We'll be very happy. You
Yeah,
know,
but I'll
actually, yeah.
we'll start with you first, and then
Huh.
with your family members. First, you take this thing, and individually it will happen. It cannot happen in group. So Reiki cannot be performed in group. So that
Yeah.
can be done, not an issue.
Yeah. See, this congenital birth defect, I was asking for the, having my son in my mind. He was born with, VSD. We call it ventricular septal defect. There is a hole in the ventricles of the heart. So, but he was not diagnosed immediately after the birth, but on the 15th day of birth.
It takes time.
Yeah, 15th day of birth, he was diagnosed with it. But, until today, some sort of a positivity keeps our fingers crossed. Until we were in US, we were forced to go for checkups every 6 months because that's how the country is. Since he is a nationality of an American, we have to take him to checkups. If not, there are a few laws which says they will abduct the kid from us. So we were doing it, but as and when we landed in India, gonna be 2.5 years now. So we haven't, gone anywhere for, visits or checkups with any allopathy doctor, but we keep our fingers crossed and he is good, touch wood, going on healthy. But, I myself, sometimes think back, why don't my positivity or my positive energy or the entire family's positive energy could do some miracles, Obviously, I have even read articles, medical articles, which says, it gets cured by itself. There is no need of intervention.
True.
Though doctors say different things, there is no need of an intervention. So that is why, I got this in mind, since I was going into such a beautiful classes with Kavita ma'am and you, it is, it continuously make me ask this question, why don't we take the path of Reiki and see if it is really going to, do some changes.
See, it can bring changes. I have never done that before for cure and everything, but we can always find out in a circle that what has worked. See, Reiki ka meaning is purely that in Japanese it is called Reiki, which means that positive energies should surround you. It can change the way you do things. Right? So when positive energies takes over our body and our mind and our soul, there are changes which are bound to happen, no matter what you do. But you cannot change your karma. You cannot change the way the life has already been planned for you, right? So if it is some amount of pain which has to be in our life, it will be there. Like, people leaving us, people's deaths, we cannot really change that entire system. So these diseases, these things are also part of our life purely because of the karma. You can change the way pain occurs in our body. You can change it with the way of positive thinking and positive energy. You can actually perform miracle that it can be cured much more easier than how it is done allopathically. Right? So you can always try and do that. We can always try and do this. I don't know the results. I didn't know that some cancer patient will come to me and we will help that person cure. I was really not aware, but it has happened.
Yeah, but we'll also keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah, so we will keep that positivity in our mind. We will never have any doubts about the entire process, and I think things will become much more better. Yeah, so healing I can do.
Yes.
Teaching, when you want to practice and you want to learn it from somebody, I'll give you that guru who can do that.
Yeah, but you will be the best person to tell us when we are ready to learn.
Yes,
first
we will
You
start
will
with the
realize
healing
it
first for us.
yourself. you will realize it yourself, right? Like I tell you, my guru, he is very, very genuine. He is not running after money. He charges huge amount of money from people he feels he has to give healings to. He has charged 2.5 lakhs for somebody who is facing a lot of problems, 1 lakh, 50,000, different kind of amounts he has charged from these people. But he has given that kind of results also. That is why he's renowned. So he doesn't really go out and sell himself in the market, but he does it. So he told me that you have to take time because your body and mind needs a lot of healings because of the negative things which happen in your life, the way you are working, different kind of things, different circumstances can have an effect on us. Right. So it took almost a year and I was ready after a year. He told me himself that now you look very ready. So let's go for the second round.
For us
So
also,
don't
you can take your
hurry.
time, ma'am. No problem.
Yeah, so don't hurry in the process. Heal yourself properly. Give yourself time to heal. The more you will heal, the more people around you will heal. Right? My husband does not perform Reiki. My son does not perform Reiki, but they can see the results. Right? So they have seen that positivity. They have seen that result. Their life has changed the way we perform things financially, medically, physically, every way. So it can work wonders. Right? So that's how it can work. So be positive about things. See anything which is new. If you are learning something new, just see that it is going to bring a lot of positivity for me. No learning can become negative about you, for you, right? So just go with the flow, understand the process, and do your research. That's very important. I am coming from management side. It's always the belief I am में हमें इतना research कराया है. So that is the reason why I always believe that the more you research, the more you get to know and see a difference between what is the right information and what is the wrong information. Always check that. There are people floating different kind of things about yoga, meditation, various things. They don't even know the meaning of it, and then they are doing it. In fact, there was a incident which was shared by a mother's group that I am a part of. So she said that I attended classes
Shana,
from
ma'am,
one of the
sorry to
yoga teachers.
interrupt you, ma'am.
Yeah, you
Shall
can
I
leave.
leave?
No problems. Sure.
Thank you.
Right. So she
Thank you,
shared
Olive.
this particular incident that she's facing. She attended some classes from this power yoga trainers online, and she had a negative effect on her entire body. Right. So that's the major incident which has happened in her life, physically also and mentally also. So she shared, and I asked her that what is the certification that person has who you were teaching. She said, I didn't check. So imagine if you're not checking the certification of the yoga teacher or anybody who is giving you that, what is the, I don't know, what is the authenticity that the person is learned enough, right? Physique maintain karna or body maintain karna is not a difficult task these days. You can do it in a number of ways. Learning few asanas is also not difficult. But how much are you practicing in terms of the certifications you have? How much time and amount you have given to understand yoga in itself? That is the reason why I was telling Neeraj sir when he said Kavita is what I have chosen as a yoga teacher. I was really happy that somebody who has given enough time and energy into practicing, understanding the entire thing, and that's how she has taken over this entire change. And so you have to spend time, even if you're not a PhD or you do not have that kind of certification, 2 years you would spend doing it, but at least practice it so that you know the effect of performing each asana will give me this effect. So that your natural flow will come when you're talking to somebody. Like you don't have to look into the notes stating ki ha is wale ka ye effect hoga. You don't have to do that, na? That practice has to come. So even if you are just telling people about thyroid, so but you should be very, very sure about how thyroid can be cured through relaxation, meditation, and yoga in combination. Right? Don't go beyond that. Right? Do it for just that. If you're choosing PCOD, then do it very, very, very detailed research and search about PCOD. That is the reason why this assignment I have given you. That pick up any three disease, become a master of three disease. Don't change disease in the coming months, right? Practice these three diseases, talk about it, research about it. What are the things that has worked? How many people have been cured? Talk to different kind of people, learn about different surveys, and then see what are you going to give.
मैम जो पीपीटीज मैंने अभी बनाई हैं या जो डिजीजेस जो मैंने तो वो इन एनालिसिस पे ही बनाई है, जैसे कोई रिलेटिव है या उनसे बात करके या उनके एक्सपीरियंसेस शेयर करके। इवन हार्मोनल डिजीज था जो वो मैंने उस पे मतलब पीपीटी तैयार किया है, तो वो मेरे एक्सपीरियंस है खुद का, कैसे वो सब चेंजेस मेरे में आए थे। और आई स्टार्टेड डूइंग योगा फ्लोज एंड ऑल दीज थिंग्स, मेडिटेशन। तो जो वो इम्पैक्ट होता है आपका, वेट ट्रेनिंग इज द अदर थिंग, आप उसके साथ भी वेट लॉस नहीं कर पा रहे थे, वो स्ट्रेस, वो एंजाइटी एंड समटाइम्स मूड स्विंग्स, आप रो रहे हो, आपको पता ही नहीं चल रहा आपके साथ क्या हो रहा है।
करेक्ट।
तो उसके साथ में जब आप दवाइयां जो एलोपैथी जो बोलते हैं कि उन्होंने क्योर तो कुछ किया नहीं, बट दे बैडली affected my immune system, my stomach, and all those things. Nearly 2 years I go through these medicines and they really affected me. फिर उसके बाद मैंने जैसे योगा और प्राणायाम ट्राई किए, the result was रियली अमेजिंग। और उसके बाद मैंने वेट लॉस भी किया है और इतना पॉजिटिव माइंड के साथ में रहती हूँ, एनर्जेटिक रहती हूँ सारा दिन। और इवन कोई भी स्ट्रेस या कोई भी थॉट्स होते हैं, नेगेटिव थॉट्स होते हैं, अब ना तो किसी चीज से डर लगता है, ना फेस करने से डर लगता है, और एक बड़ा ही पॉजिटिव माइंड में थॉट होता है, कोई बात नहीं, लेट्स डू इट, कोई बात नहीं, ये प्रॉब्लम आ रही है, लेट्स डू इट।
Very true. So
तो
see,
ये
this
मेरा
is how,
एक्सपीरियंस है।
because you have experienced it, so that's the reason why you can talk about it, right? I know I can talk about thyroid, and I know I can talk about spinal injury because I had gone through it. I cured myself without surgeries, without allopathy, not even a single medicine. I was telling in that conference of doctors, and they were actually laughing at me. कि Positive, possible ही नहीं है. I said I've never taken. I can show you my diagnosis. When I went to 3 different doctors, larger institutions, and they said that surgery has to be performed after an accident that happened in my life. So, and I was really, really worried about performing a spinal injury for matlab, spinal surgery for myself. So then Reiki and meditation helped completely. I don't even feel the pain. It's been 5, 6 years. So you can talk positively about these things only when you have experienced.
My sister-in-law, ma'am, my sister-in-law is facing suffering from depression. तो मैंने उनसे बात की, उनसे बात करना हालांकि थोड़ा सा टफ हो जाता है, आप क्योंकि एक सबका डिप्रेशन वाला पर्सनल जोन रहता है कि वो किसी से बात नहीं करना चाहते हैं, वो किसी से यूं ये चीजें शेयर नहीं करना चाहते हैं, बट स्टिल आई मेक एन अटेम्प्ट। और मैंने उनसे बात की, धीरे धीरे उनसे कनेक्शन सेट किया कि स्लोली स्लोली दीदी आप कैसे काम करते हो डेली। तो डेली बेसिस पे जैसे जो भी इंफॉर्मेशन उनसे मिली थी, फिर धीरे धीरे हाँ दीदी ने अपना बताना शुरू किया कि एट दैट टाइम मेरी फीलिंग्स ये रहती थी, या मैं जो भी है, इवन सुसाइड तक वो सोचने लग गई थी। तो हाँ ये सब बातें मैंने उनके साथ शेयर की, और जो इनका एक्सपीरियंस था योगा के थ्रू और प्राणायाम्स के थ्रू और एलोपैथी के थ्रू, नाउ शी इज हैविंग होम्योपैथी मेडिसिन। तो ये सब बातें ही मतलब जो पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस उनका था उन्हीं के साथ में सब डाला है।
Very good. See, depression is can be 100% cured without medication. See, most of the meditation, though people say that mental health के बारे में बात करना चाहिए, people should be aware about mental health, we should go to mental doctors. I'm not saying that doctors are not right or nothing, but ultimately these medicines have a lot of side effects for a longer period of time. If you keep having those medicines, they make you addicted. So that is the reason why I always say that alternative therapies are better because they don't make you addicted to words. Not even for a person, you are not a psychic, you're not meeting that person every day. You're just telling them some techniques, they have to follow those techniques themselves. Right? There are very beautiful meditations for depression. I'll send you the link. It's a guided meditation. This person is very renowned for helping depressed people come out of their things. So it's a very beautiful guided meditation, 15-20 minutes. Just listen to that, and that person will automatically be cured for a longer period of time. So do it, different techniques, adopt it in your life. Don't stop medications initially. Once you believe that things are happening in your life, then stop medications and then start believing that. Right? Never tell your people, clients, ki medication mat lo, allopathy mat jao, because then it will have a reverse effect. Always say this thing, this alternative therapies have no side effect. So if you perform side by side taking your medicine, you will see the results much faster. So that's how you have to introduce it in their lives. Right? So that's all for today. I'll send you those links and things. Just give me a day or two time and then I'll do it.
Sure, ma'am. Yeah.
All
Thank you,
right.
ma'am.
Thank you,
you.
ma'am. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, ma'am.